5 years from now, what do you want your legacy to be? Everything that you think you know or understand about this business, it's going to be totally blown up in the next few years. Everything that you feel the way it should be done, it's not going to be done that way. Everything you're doing within 5 years will be completely different than it is right now. When we did that Future of Work study, we asked people what are the toughest choices our leaders need to make over the next 5 to 10 years. The number one thing was 86% of the people said, free people to succeed. We found that most leaders, maybe not here in Mind Valley, maybe not in some of your organizations, but most leaders around the world are actually holding back the future. They're keeping us locked in the past. Because when we talked to people, we interviewed, what are your dreams? And what do you need? What do leaders need to do to change, to match your dreams? 86% of the people we interviewed said we need to free people to be their best. We need to do more to free people up. And basically what we found was our leaders all around the world, this is 7,000 people in 35 countries all around the world, our leaders are great. They're super fast at driving efficiency and cost down through all the organizations. But they're unbelievably slow at changing people management systems. The Future of Work workforce sees the company as a vehicle for me to achieve my goals and my dreams. What are you doing, company owner, senior leadership, to help me achieve my dreams? And this is a big shift from the way most of the consultants and most of the senior execs define engagement. It's how can, most of them define it as how can we get you engaged to help the company? This whole thing is being flopped around. The future of work is around how can we help you and you and you achieve your dreams? This side of the room, what can you do to help move everybody from a hierarchy to more networked organizations? What can you do to build courage? What can you do to build more trust from leaders? This side of the room, what can you do to start speaking more Galilean truths? That the company has to start revolving around employee needs and where you get more people dreaming. Take a few minutes, turn to your neighbor and say, what can you do?
You can propose something. You can propose them to allow you to have more freedom, whatever that looks like to you in your role. And the hard part is conveying the message to them so they will trust you.
What's interesting about this, and I see this around the world, is my question was, how do we help leaders change? And the responses that came back were very Gandhi-like. It's be the change you want to see. If we're asking our leaders to have more courage, we have to show more courage. If we're asking our leaders to trust more, we have to trust more. And the moral courage, the audacity, and the moral courage to build a world that could be and should be. So that is your role. That's your role in the future of work. What can you do to change the world? Thank you for your time. You need to be outside of your comfort zone. This is the most important message I have to share with you. Doing something that scares the hell out of you. Personally, where you feel vulnerable, that's where the magic is going to happen. So the biggest secret I have to share with you is get the hell out of your comfort zone. I'm not here saying there's any right and wrong. There is none. I'm saying from the perspective of the legacy you want to leave, I'm asking you to ask yourselves a question. My answer to some of these questions might be different than yours. That's okay. The person next to you, their answer might be different. When you leave here today, what's going to be the answer to that question? The only answer that you will find will come from in here. Thank you for your time. What makes you, you? What if answering that question could make you forever future strong? How could you change the world? The first secret is that the future is personal. Always. Despite all the hyperventilating we hear on social media these days, your future will not be determined by the next disruptive revolution, tech or otherwise. Your future reveals itself only after you make a deeply personal choice about how you will embrace it. And if that choice is to be open to new possibilities, that's the magical moment. At that moment, your past hands you a tool that you can use to leap into your new future. And that tool is the crucible moments from your own life. These are your past experiences that forged or tested how you view the world. Your crucible moments make you future strong long before you will ever call upon them. You already have all the courage you could possibly need for your entire journey. Throughout history, our maps have marked where the future begins. Beyond this point, there be dragons. Fear, risk aversion, playing it safe, they all conspire to shrink our courage and pull us away from our own futures. No matter how difficult or new or different or disruptive or maybe even short-term painful that new future may seem, remember that you always have with you a tool that you can use to leap into that new future with all the courage and confidence you need. And since the future is personal, the next big thing is you. So, what makes you, you? What makes you future strong? Tell us that story.